Slightly worried for GenG on this one though in terms of map pool. Not the best map pool for them in terms of what we've seen, I think, so it might be closer than I originally thought.
They've got slightly different weather conditions as we kick off
Nice
on
start,
Icebox,
though.
and that's not the greatest start with T2 already going down.
Yeah, losing out on their killjoy.
Knife goes in, doesn't hit anyone close. Rotates coming in as well after they cleared middle. 4 pass and stack here, and they could.
Brief site take. Instead, it's going to be much faster as they look to fight on the site. Meteor good for one at least, keeping numbers in favor. But Howdong, this man was impressive, able to constantly get behind enemies, but this time he's taking them head on. 3 kills already, and EDG are back in the round. A 4th just around the corner with Munchkin so desperately low, but Howdong falls. Texture putting up one hell of a fight. Connections, another with the headshot on Smoggy, and nobody.
2 bullets.
68 HP. Texture's gonna find it hard to get him dropped with 2 bullets left. He needs to be precise, and he has no idea where nobody has snuck off to. Texture creates some space to pop the reload, back to 6 bullets. A bit more spam ability, and he's right in the corner.
Oh my, it was close. 13 HP. Nicely done. Nicely done. Dude, Howdong. What a beast.
In the initial pistol, and already seeing a little bit of what this man Texture can do with the Sheriff. Definitely fearsome opposition, but I do like this sort of a slightly more direct approach initially from that side of EDG, just looking to take their
Pump is underrated. Dude, the KO Gecko combo is pretty disgusting. The overwhelm is too much, man. When you time it right.
They're starting on the weaker half.
Not wrong.
And for EDG, they really struggled, but we've only seen them play it versus FPX.
Feels like it struggles a little bit on
I'll
B
be
though.
honest with you, that's not a litmus test of how you play
Is this tech balls? Oh.
FPX are playing the double duel.
This flood was 1-by-1. Yeah, like you're talking about when they were this situation here. If they needed them to kind of like all commit, swing, and save the guy back sight. Everything was like a little bit off.
Obviously, getting off to those good starts, being able to build the economy up a little bit, is a good place to be.
Well, Tom, we've seen the
Nobody heard the reload, right? The one on screen's there, yeah, 100%.
Technical pause here. After just the first round, best time for it. You know, realistically, if you're halfway through a series, that can really break momentum for any team. But right off the bat of the pistol, it's going to give more time to Concon, for example, who had already decided to purchase an Outlaw. Now, this is something I am thrilled to see. I look back at one of their previous Icebox games, didn't see them purchasing the Outlaw, and got very sad because
map 2 of Sentinel's K-Corp. Let's have a little look.
We see floating around the international scene. And I just think he can maximize the potential of this weapon. So super excited to see if he keeps that, what he can do with
it now.
But for now, we're going to be sitting in this tech pause while GenG get their gear fixed up.
There you go. Should be live now.
This is a match filled with storylines as well. Like, you're looking at Lakia looking to make his way back to a playoffs after a career that hasn't been where it should be. I think that's the best way to put it. He peaked in Newtown and now has been on his way back through the entirety of his previous rosters. For GenG as an organization, this is a real opportunity for them to get into the playoffs. A team that last year started strong but then underperformed. Now have an opportunity to do it at a Masters. For the side of EDG, this is a story of, can we now see China overtake Pacific? Because that's the thing, they've been pretty close a couple of times. They've battled versus PaperX many a time and finally beat them just yesterday. Now they have an opportunity to take down both Pacific teams and become, well, they're basically the kings of Asia. That's what we're looking at here. So it really is an important matchup for either side. GenG to finally sort of prove themselves, and even just sort of what we saw from Munchkin earlier, the sort of like, okay, I lost to them on T1, but I'm not losing to them here. Maybe just feeling that little bit extra confidence with his new roster, with his new team.
Was the SEM match good? Yeah, really worth watching, especially Lotus. And then if you like just a insane split, then Split's good as well.
And so the game is running right back into
the Lotus was like a real good, like a really good map. Split, Flip.
Different uses.
Then they're just a little bit ahead, but
this attack side, nice and slow, little bit of A
and
control.
maybe some of the all rounds from K-Corp are too readable. Gotta mix it up a bit. I feel like the numbers are matching heavy when you do a bit of anti.
Towards the site with, you don't imagine GenG will be playing ahead of that with their pistols.
Normally in these sort of rounds, you expect GenG to like.
I mean, both of these comps should struggle over towards B, so I respect the fact that EDG go B on the eco around where they don't have to kind of go against the guns.
Fragments. But this is a low buy round. So they haven't used any of that. So it gives a lot easier access, because that's always one of the things we talk about with this sort of composition being run by EDG. They have to take a lot more control to get that plant down. In this sort of round, though, just a farming exercise, a chance for GenG to really build up those orbs.
Oh, that's nice.
You know what I mean?
They use the same wall that we use in Coach Potatoes as well. I love this wall. So it's a wall that covers top sight, but it also, the bottom of sight here, it kind of like goes up, and it gives you like a one-way for people's legs. Maybe we could see it in the replay. You see anyone swing right? No, you don't. Basically gives you a one-way under towards sight there as well in terms of seeing legs. So it is in my mind the favorite wall over towards B, but I know that loads of teams have like different variations that they like.
The weapon dropped over, Tom. We're gonna get it. Let's see what he can do. Attack side outlaw on this man.
He has to get kills here because he basically needs the Bladestorm for the next round. Okay, Chichu does actually have extra credits, so maybe
yeah, he's gonna get out of there. Early dash used. OG Flash, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 9 months. Appreciate you.
Is being able to execute onto that A side, but yeah, it also can't just himself.
This is the thing, you've got Karen and Lakia both now terrified because they've got half shields, so that
this is
a
very good start.
I wonder if even an element of that is looking at previous Iceboxes and seeing this.
That helps. Do they, I mean, you can pick this up, it's just the fact that it's over towards heaven, you'd have to go all the way around.
You gotta think about damage. You gotta think about the game damage. That's the name of the game here.
Hey, what?
Either way, we are going to see them building up back towards this A site again. Nice work from Howdong to at least be able to buy
Dude,
one.
I don't have 2 streams up. I don't get what's going on.
And in this 2v4 situation, it is not
Is this happening to everyone else? Someone go to someone else's like the main stream.
And now Karen is the only one remaining.
Okay, it's gone. So they fixed it.
3.
Dude, I was looking around like, what?
Expecting him to come around on the flank. This man has been a real showstopper.
Like, what the hell's going on? Okay, big 1v3 to make sure that they don't get crazy ahead in terms of this, and that is unlucky timing.
Looking to try and isolate one of these jewels, faking out the sound, but now know exactly where he is. Needs to try and drop one of them.
Nicely handled from EDG on this one.
Great start.
Yeah, that's an insane start for them. Like we said, I think it's a good map pool.
Fumbled before the 3-0 and the immediate bite back, but this one, it has a very sweet taste for the EDG fans. Their economy is stacked. You've got 3 players floating around that 5K mark.
Yeah, and they were ready for the aggression on this one, and what the hell is that kill?
Yeah. But big reinvestments being made, big upgrades too. The Bladestorm will be online soon, so definitely no economic struggles, and a Viper's Pit to work with, most likely in this round. Will it be used in this round? That's a different question.
This is a great chance for them to stack up some money. I'd say stack up some money. I mean, they've actually got a lot already.
Where GenG now find themselves trailing and on an eco.
Yeah, I do wonder when the moment will be.
Look at this guy.
GenG kind of
this guy in spawn.
Over on towards that A site.
Oof, they're looking kind of crispy.
For the side of EDG really relies upon is these A site hits, because again, it can be quite difficult without having a straight up blockade of something like a cove, or even like having those extra flashes that you might see coming out of Gecko. For now, at least, though, already shutting down the players in mid, and they are just winning every single battle.
Yeah, it's looking like some nice shots on this one.
Well, Bladestorm even going to come out here to try and close out this round. I'm not sure this was needed, but, you know.
Either a misclick or he's just like, I'm going to get 5 kills next round.
It has to be a misclick.
Audacious play if it's
It has to be a misclick.
Towards a misclick, but maybe it's just asserting the dominance. Oh, first shot, not gonna lie, he's up in the
oh boy.
Oh, you know he deserves.
Cost him the decker as well. This is good damage. Any more? Oh my goodness, armory buy. Jesus, nice shots. I mean, small win for GenG, to be honest, in terms of the damage done and the ult out of them.
We go for EDG, and now the buy comes through from GenG. But the thing is, the attackers have quite a lot to work with, not just on the credit side. Like we said, the Viper's Pit now is online. The Hunter's Fury is there. The Bladestorm isn't, but that's a different story.
Yeah, he hit 3 headshots, and he only actually got 1 kill from headshots because of some of the players so far away. I'm looking at that operator, though. This is where texture can bridge the gap a little bit. You can see that gamble already beginning.
We've got 2 players that are on 7k at the moment. Knife goes in over towards A, doesn't hit anyone, so they can potentially do a heavier stack. Oh boy, Knife hits as well, can't dash out of there. He's got to be pretty lucky with that one to get out of there. Chi-Chu wins the duel over towards Tube, and gets another. He has caused havoc, and now this guy is so committed. Didn't use his dash earlier because he got hit by the knives. Think he just saw the top. Someone's... Oh boy.
Up close here, Texture's already used his
he needs some help.
No easy way out. And with the shot, nobody is punishing.
Okay, this is very much on. This is a sick start from them.
Once the herald of this region, it was all we heard about again and again. Oh, wait till he steps on the international stage.
Oh boy, this is convincing. The money is crazy out of control. Can picks up the op. We got 3 ults as well.
Yeah, I think they messed up the roster on this one.
Gotta start doing that. Jesus.
Oh, that was I felt bad for him.
Shots are definitely on. Yeah, this is what I was talking. This is a little bit different to mine, but it's a similar thing. The wall.
But no, what a start from EDG. This is a map that they played once in the season in China. They lost to FVX, and that was in the final. And on the other side of things, a 5-0 record, beating RRQ twice, Team Secret, Zeta, and of course Loud, which we saw within this tournament. So you're talking about a GenG in massive form on this map, and an EDG that have barely played it and lost. And right now they're winning 5-0.
Well, the sign in the audience might be spot on, op long, and right here they've given an op over to Kankan. An opportunity for EDG to further extend that score line. Their opponents not having a lot of credits. They're going to be coming in with a couple rifles, maybe a big iron on a couple players' hips. But for the most part, it's not going to be pretty. Tom, this is a flying start for EDG on their attack side. Do we expect GenG to turn it around on the next? What's their minimum, their benchmark?
I'm looking at this round purely because Texture is a Bladestorm.
Okay.
He is one of the OGs when it comes to the Korean Jet, and if he starts hitting his shot, that's why they've actually invested a decent amount. Like Munchkin's bought a rifle.
Yeah, they've invested a little bit. I mean, they got so much loss bonus right now. Money's pretty much here for the rest of the half for EDG, and they have big ults. Some of these other rounds, so they got an ult to cancel out this. They got an ult to cancel out this.
Things is the consistent knife coming out of Smoggy early on sort of deters that early aggression. Really
GenG have a timeout. Talk about what they want to do. Fight over towards B seems to be it for this eco. And Meech's still playing pretty aggro over towards middle.
It will be back, and there's no pressure immediately applied, but they are keeping 3 players towards the B site, and this is exactly what EDG want. The rotates just now started for GenG, but EDG are already knocking on the door of A. It's all about pace here. How soon they're going to actually commit to this? It looks like not soon enough. Texture has rotated in.
It feels like he's
Karen's on the way to help out.
Pretty out in the open. Lovely trades on this one. Oh my god, that hit.
We needed to see, and Texture now cancelled out completely.
Yeah, and once they find where the knives are, they decide to pop the ult on this one. Meecho hits a lovely shot. And this guy back at sight has to do that. Big 1v2 though. Big 1v2, and GenG really need to win it. This guy will eventually get him. Oh. Ooh, nice shots. Double gun to pick up as well. We got to shout at Karen here as well. Was it Meteor that hit a good shot as well? But Karen did everything really. The shot from Meteor was nice.
I guess from EDG, the fact that they didn't follow it up, you have the drone go through, the knife fall, and then they immediately move towards that A site, but shifting the whole way.
Even got a bit of damage on there.
In on the side of GenG on time. They were ready for this play, and they obviously held back until you saw those knives come back online. Good crunch.
Good news for them as well as they win the eco, so that helps the econ a little bit. They can get the op, and we still have 2 people that are like pretty good. But again, EDG gonna have to lose like 4 in a row to actually get wrecked money-wise. Drone goes in, 3 people here.
Yeah, that adds up.
The big bait in Valakia. Okay, it's so weird.
It's okay. The op again on Texture. He has another opportunity.
Oh boy, the bait.
Oh, they've been spotted.
Yeah, they didn't shoot the recon on this one, so they got to get the smoke and get out of there. And also in terms of EDG, they now know that this stack was over towards here. So with there being so many people over towards B, we try and take a bit of space over towards middle, and that is a lovely shot from Meteor. And they play some of the agents. I mean, just the players are just very confident.
This needs to be at least a 1-for-1 trade, and I think he's going to get...
I mean, he might get a lot.
The only thing is the timing. Smoggy comes around the corner. The hard check.
I was so glad we got it from that POV. It was sick. Got to keep an eye on this luck over towards middle. I mean, they
got plenty of control. The B side is theirs.
They lovely handled in the end. Ooh, this one got a little bit close. Texture hit a good shot on side.
And it seems like this round is already over. No, the angle's a little off on Timmy. So he's sneaking his way through, but now he's being spotted.
No time on
and
this
with 12 seconds left, there is no chance to plant. They're just going to send one player. Well, actually, they're going to scatter in every direction, ensuring no matter what, he can't get all 3 kills.
If it was anyone else, I think maybe there'd be a bit of confidence. You're going, do we want to face into KonKon? Nah, not really. They are going to hit the steps, though. That's why.
Jesus.
That's the
GenG kind of needs some money, so...
But I'm liking the adaptations.
Yeah, it keeps them low. KonKon actually does great damage.
Are they going to now adapt to stack up that A side? Because, as said, with all the utility that's there for EDG and without having
he was so on
to help
that.
them get the plant on that B site, it becomes a lot easier to fall back into the same sort of traits of going in towards that A site and looking for that after plant. So they've just died stacking.
Shout out to even the guy that died close there. His pings were really good to just actually show where they were. So there's at least that. Is this guy ready for the recon that lands here, or like the knife? It's the knife that goes there, right? Top of yellow. Side of yellow, I guess.
The 5-0 was worrying, concerning.
Drone goes in early to clear this. We have now 4 ults once we pick up the orb in terms of official. Yeah, I mean, money's still great. Money's still great. Chichu 108 in terms of his ult.
See how your opponents are playing.
To what you were saying earlier, I think for minimum 5 rounds. I
Wait,
think
hey, did they use every? He's using my lineup for the. He's using my lineup for this recon. Do they do every?
Favored of the lot. Looking to now set up.
they use wall lineup and the same recon lineup. Are they actually? Surely no one from EDG is in Coach Potatoes. Surely. I'm surprised. I thought that.
Nice work to take out Karen. That
maybe
the defense a bit, but there are still multiple players.
I don't think that would be a thing.
And the hold on mid to make sure they can't rotate back.
Well, that hold's just now given up, but
have the dart lineup, yeah, but their walls lineup's different as well. They do actually go for a different lineup on this, as in their wall lineup is similar. That one is pretty common, to be fair to you. Any trades? Oh boy. Yeah, and Texture needs to go huge, and he's not going to expect this guy over towards middle, and you would think that is it done. And honestly, with the amount of damage that KonKon did last round, that kind of means that these two can't buy and they have to eco.
That was just gorgeous. The way they isolated each of the fights, okay. I'd say the Hunter's Fury had a little bit of risk to it, but you could normally gamble, especially after seeing the snake bite. You know that he's on yellow, so either you clear yellow or you have at least a kill. And then on the other side of things, just lovely little interplay. The pop flash coming out of Smoggy. He's already racking up the assists. And, well, you're going to bank on if you blind an opponent, KonKon's getting that kill.
I think I'd be pretty confident with that one. So long as he's on the same side
recon goes close, they got an eco. And yeah, he's getting confident. Speaking of confidence, we have a Viper that's getting a lot of early info over towards B.
But the real danger here is when it comes to ultimates. Retake with a Viper's Pit, even the pistols can be deadly inside of that, and a Thrash online as well. There's definitely potential for GenG to play retakes with some success. Although, again, it would be risky. Really, if we see them commit anything big, I imagine it's going to be on the back of a couple kills first. And they need to find those. Texture, a good candidate for it, but they're going to be forced back by this lockdown.
I think that's been the
and they don't want to take any risks, but the U2 was actually good in terms of that. They had KO Nade and they had Gecko Molly. They kind of didn't believe in it, and then they lost positioning.
And at least the lockdown and other stuff
the lovely overwhelm. EDG are sailing ahead, man. They got a lot of rounds.
No, and I think certainly not with the amount of credits that are in play for most of the EDG players. Even the reinvestments will keep them with a 2-round buffer. So for GenG, coming towards the latter stage of this half with just a couple rounds left to compete for, yeah, it's not ideal. They have those 2 rounds 6 and 7 under their belt. Things were looking good, but we do need to see them build the rest of those foundations fairly soon. And, well, Tom, you've just pointed at my screen, and I almost just don't want to bring it up. But, yeah, I said Lackey has had a tough time.
It's
He's
the no
having a tough
assists
time
as well. Like, it means that so far there's been
It's not having a great event.
Impact, which is a pretty scary prospect. I've loved the way that they've used this combination of Gecko and KO in the past. So far, it's just not really been there.
Oh,
Can
I missed that one a little bit. And early B control is good. It means they can heavier stack over towards A. Smoggy, one away from his ult. That ult's pretty big, right? It would cancel the fish ult. Potentially stop these ults from going down as well. Does Karen want to use his ult on contact? Whoa. Yeah. Killjoy ult goes down. Viper ult plays left side of site. Does Karen now want to ult a little bit closer? They've at least done the U-turn to get this out. I think Texture's made a really bold play there. He's lucky to be alive. Viper ult to make sure that they can't go straight back into this ult anyway. Spike is over towards here. Gonna try and pinch over towards A.
Now they've got to go looking elsewhere, but in fact, they've already
yeah, I mean, they kind of know they did the damage to Texture. It's actually looking alright for EDG. I know the time's low, though. We've got to keep an eye on the spike. They're trying to hope that they pull the rotate out, and then they can get back over towards A.
If they've got anything, they can one-hit him back.
Yeah, they still have the spike.
Yeah, time is the thing that is wrecking them. Surely this guy doesn't get his knife out.
It leaves it down to just one player actually within
Karen got an important kill. 2, 3. This guy's so good. This guy is very reliable. Okay, nicely done from them. I kind of really like the plan from EDG there as well. I think Texture got very lucky that he didn't go down here. Otherwise, I think that's a different round.
They'll push in. If they go through the
Still thought the plan after the ult went down from EDG was good.
And it's dangerous. Instead, he just waits for them, lets them try to jump straight through to get the plant. The time was what was putting the pressure on them. Yeah. 7-3. GenG found another round. Economy's good. Thrash online. They committed a couple ultis to the previous, but they also managed to deny Howdong's Viper's Pit. This is an incredibly aggressive push coming out of Munchkin. No flash on the corner. Looks like he just wants to hold it, but soon you have to imagine he goes for that peek. He's out in no man's land, backed up by Karan, but now the real trouble comes into play. Where can he go from here?
How'd he get out? He could use his knife soon. Yeah, it's not too bad. They managed to, he went for the drone as well, and I'm pretty sure this guy got spammed through here, right, to stop the drone. So that is actually a big win for GenG. They haven't been able to get map control, and they got the drone out of them. Recon's been shot as well. Knife goes in late.
And this is what works for them.
Rotate comes in. Molly went over towards middle to potentially kill a far alarm bot. As we can see, they've mixed it up in terms of GenG.
Karen has to be careful. He got isolated last time. In fact,
and the recon is
ready for it, and will even pick off that first kill.
He's done extremely well. They know he's here, but the backup is
not bad.
Until he swings into Con. A dangerous play for anyone.
And low HPs. A lot of low HPs on this one. Still got a molly to stop the original plant. His short goes in as well. I mean, EDG will probably take that as a little bit of a small win.
15 seconds or so to get that spike on the ground, and it looks like it will make it.
Nicely handled. Stick around for Meteor again. Honestly, the guys fighting close over towards here was good. You know that this part is spammable. Kind of means now after getting spammed through this area, they can't use their drone from here, so they might start using their drone a little bit further back. Kind of like they were at the beginning, to be honest.
Be careful because, as you've already mentioned, the sniper of Kankan on the other side is always going to be a prospect, but they've made this one look doable after what was a blitz of a first 5 rounds.
Yeah, they tried to drone from here, got pinged, and then they couldn't really take B, and then all of the util that they used to try and take over towards heavier B was kind of used up. They just kind of had to rely on Angels, so...
They're already going to clear the close angles. It almost seems like a direct counter to just the position that Munchkin was playing earlier.
Takes the drone down so we don't have to move from this angle. That's a lovely flash. Good luck on sight.
Seems to be point of contact. It's nobody to find one with Texture down.
See his gun. Nicely done. Can he get another? No. Nobody has his ult as well if they get the after plant.
2 versus 3.
Oh,
Meteor, okay.
and no plant yet?
Top. The spike still not planted, but Smoggy
nice round from Smoggy. Bro, that's a lot of rounds. That's a lot of rounds. GenG will probably take that considering how bad it was at the beginning, but that's a sick half.
They recovered it a little bit towards the end. They certainly seem hotter now, moving on to their attack.
Yeah, Lakia got his first kill in that round, so there you go. He's at least on the board, but it definitely was a rough half for him. Meteor is the one that we're really going to be singing about, but no, I think the side of EDG are going to be very, very happy with the way that one has gone. A fantastic start for them, but also just continuously adapting. I think they did very well, slowing down a lot of the rounds and just playing with their opponents for the majority of this half.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, on the side of GenG, they've gotten warmed up, but I want to hear what Chichu had to say earlier on in an interview. Let's see.
Hello， 大家好，我是 EDG 的球球，我在队里担任的是自由人的位置。我觉得赢下 Paperless 的感受是消除了这么久的争议吧，就是我们其实一直是有打赢他们的方法的，但是我们一直因为我们的心态没有放开，导致我们的操作很变形吧。因为我们在赛前的时候有看他们的比赛录像，他们是已经有拿出过这套阵容的，而且我们在赛前我们有很多的研究去如何去应对他这个。我觉得今天浩东是今天潜伏的最好的吧，他今天在图2的时候扮演的对我们的帮助很大工作了，我觉得对我们今天掰平比分很重要，对。然后图3的话，我觉得就是我们整体的一个协同跟练习了这么久的战术的一个展现吧。
Managed to get one. The Boombot's done a significant amount of damage, but he's still in the corner. They haven't spotted him. Still just surviving now. Chichu's found another as well. I don't know how these rounds are going down in the fashion they are. Howdong still alive. How has no one cleared this man?
我觉得我们的信心就来自于我们的两位教练组吧，他们两位对我们的赛前的就是如何针对对面做出了很多他们各自的想法吧，然后去帮助我们去在赛前的训练的时候去练习，然后去适应可能会遇到的情况种种的变化吧，这就是我们现在临场比较厉害的一个点吧。我想对这些黑子来说，我知道我们一直以来我们队伍的争议很大吧，我不在乎黑子们说什么，我只知道我们的团队潜力很足。
Respect.
Things where obviously we can talk about the interview there with Chichu.
GenG, I mean, they need a lot here. Pistol, maybe even a bonus.
Not really surprised by that one. I wouldn't want to play against that man either, but the fact is he's had a decent first
We
half.
got double sheriff.
And I do feel like a couple of the pieces
All
were
goes,
missing in
double
that
sheriff.
first half. Now,
Get a drone armor.
For GenG is those executes around that double flash. The dizzy flash combo that you can throw out with KO is fantastic.
Oh man,
so hopefully
the higher lower with the double sheriff. I mean, it's one body shot, and as we can see, no one has armor, so it's gonna just melt them. Yeah, did they get pushed off that angle?
It's hard not to be drawn to and well, that's about as poor a start as you can
and
get
they
for
get
the
out of
guy.
there. Do they expect the
The
push over
one kill,
towards
no
middle?
assists on the
No,
back
big
of it,
3-on-3.
but
Do they realize the
picked up
texture
pieces
is...
here in the pistol. Already finding a lot of value is Meteor.
And texture
He's
could
got
walk
backup.
back down the
Even if they
tube?
take him down now that he's super low or hear his steps running away, they should not assume.
Yeah, they have
there's
no
another player
idea
around
texture
here.
is
It's
here.
free for texture.
No
He's also
idea.
not being off to a great start. A lot of whiffed up shots, but this one, it couldn't get any easier. There you go. Smoggy down, nobody left. 1v3, Meteor low, but everyone else is healthy. And the time is on GenG's side. This will be a impressive clutch, to say the least.
Ooh.
He's got the first already.
Yeah, and one of them's low.
There is a
Yeah,
chance.
honestly,
A Meteor
there was a
down below
chance. I agree.
quickly shuts it down.
Well,
Big round for
they did the
GenG
first
to get on
step.
board.
Yeah, you can take the man off.
They don't
the
necessarily
duelist,
need to win the
can't take
bonus,
duelist
but
out
they
of
need
that.
to
Meteor
at least
has
win the
been
round after.
clean so far in this game,
Kang,
17 and
looks
10.
like two of them are getting
Really
sheriffs
putting
as
up a lot
well.
of numbers individually, but also just finding space. That was basically what he did this round. Just while the rest of the action was going down elsewhere on B long, just manages to get through that mid position and find that initial fight. It's going to put them at least, well, if they convert this round within touching distance. And as said, that's all they really need. Like a lot of the games that we've seen from them, they've managed 8 rounds over on this attacking side. So they can easily get this over the line. And wow, what a start to have.
Pretty sure that was a nice shot.
Khan down.
Pretty sure that was a very nice shot. Blinksy with the 11 months. Appreciate the prime, dude. Thank you so much. 4 people here for EDG. They might be able to do a little bit of damage. You got a recon, you got a flash. They could overwhelm if they wanted to.
What we're seeing right here for EDG, 4 players
Flash goes in.
Flash out, kill. not coming in onto the little guy. So the plant has been secured. EDG numbers thinned out. And that defensive side doesn't stand a chance at this stage. You have to imagine. Chichu 35 HP in a 1v3.
Yeah, but even if he gets like a body shot or gets some armor down. Oh, all that? What the? That was fast, bro. That was so fast. 3 kills, they did so good. Yeah, they did so good in terms of the damage here.
At least a Guardian in that round, so it's not like you had a load of pistol players alongside them. So I think they could be very happy with that.
Forcing B early on because they're struggling against Loud. It's just the way that the comps, oh Jesus, it's just the way that both of these comps work, right? So both of these comps are good at taking A, but they're not good at planting over towards B. So it's one of those things where like it's the most simple game plan for these comps a lot of the time, where you'll do like pistol or you do like ecos over towards B to mimic the fact that you can hit over towards B. The teams in the server are kind of being like, oh, what are they doing? They're actually just hitting over towards like B and A loads. It's relatively split, but actually it'll be like buy rounds are here, and only the ecos or the bonus or the pistols has been B. It's just like a normal. It's just like a good game plan for knowing like your strengths and weaknesses in terms of not being able to
cover their back either. Where is that being placed? It must have been
destroyed. Yeah, pretty much what you're saying is right.
And for EDG. You said 3 players
but even EDG were doing this as well, right? On their eco over towards B. Right, eco over towards B, and then a lot of buy rounds over towards A.
With Meteor still being so far up, or if he's trying to sneak behind them, which it looks like that was the idea.
Yeah, you probably got to check that one. Does it create enough pressure to get this plant? Dubro can tank this molly, so that's a plant.
I don't know if that's actually going to deny it. No, it isn't. Managed to reposition. So that's
keep an eye on the early flank here. They kill the Killjoy really early. No one's looking behind yet. Still no one. Okay, one person looking behind now.
They don't actually have any flank watch. He is just walking up behind them.
He was. Yeah, and then he went for the lineup. Damn, that was nice from EDG. Really convincing as well. Really convincing. Probably from them. Tell you what, 5 people surviving as well. Just 1 armor rebuy. This is a solid round from them. Was just a bonus from GenG. And now we get the first buy round. You would imagine it's over towards A. Did you think there'll be the first to import someone, a Chinese player? I have no idea, bro. Could be any team. It's a while off. Problem is there's so much skill in the tier 2 of just all the other regions at the moment.
It's somewhat expected you don't get a lot of damage. I do think they'll be a bit upset that they got
and most of the Chinese teams need players anyway, so this, I mean that's a long time off. I feel like. I feel like GenG struggle less with planting. EDG are going to be at A only.
Already one online.
GenG, I mean they have a bit of, they can at least take deep map control as well, and with Wingman it gives you an advantage to try and plant. I get what you're saying, but they still struggle over towards B. Yeah, and that's the combo that we're talking about, and this was lovely. Yeah, 3 pass and swing off the contact, close contact with everyone swinging, and he would love to get this res, and they would love to stop this res. Damn, what a shot. What a shot. Yeah, they read this one insanely well.
I assume that wasn't just a reactive shot, because that would be a little bit ridiculous.
He realized he was going to jump up towards here, and, well, what can you say? What a lovely shot. I loved this, though. Close pass and taking contact with the double swing. Like a big smile on his face.
He tried to equalize things into a 2v2, at least use the res as a bait to force a fight.
Yeah, they're massively in control at the moment. They're looking very good.
Absolutely stacked, and GenG going to be in trouble.
Well, he goes in, takes that down, is an eco.
Nice early utility. This is just making them very paranoid about middle, and you can see there's a lot of bodies looking around this area.
Yeah, the thing is...
Yeah, but look at Kankan. Kankan's taken so much space. And he doesn't need to make a hero play here, but...
In this round for EDG is that Viper's Pit. Like, if they can get that into a position,
you can go close, see the alarm bot, smoke the alarm bot if he wants to. Yeah, this is nice. Killjoy ult to force them back into him.
They're pushing them into Kankan. They're looking to just feed him frags.
And he at least gets his team with him as well. 3 people here. Man, EDG are playing like a unit. Round before, right, we had early contact double swing. This now as well, we've got 3 people holding behind. Killjoy ult goes in early.
Fish in a barrel for Kankan on the first. as GenG now look to take the site, but no matter, well, I was gonna say where they go, they don't even get a chance to. Sprayed through the smoke immediately. 2 players
And
holding
they're
on the
a
next
unit,
fight.
I'm telling you.
Clean.
You know how GenG have been like the best at being able to get multi-kills? Don't think you can get the multi-kills when EDG are playing like this.
For EDG. And if you're on this attacking side, it feels like they're just running headfirst into a brick wall. This is an opportunity as they get the rifles out, but Tom, it could be their last real opportunity. Some ultis online, some rifles in hand, and EDG 2 rounds away from taking it.
I'll be honest with you, the way this
EDG have a good sandbagging team, well as drilled domestically. I think the overall skill in China is probably underrated. But they don't look as impressive getting like a lot of close games when actually like the teams there are better than we probably think. I also think I think GenG haven't picked the best maps. I'll say that much. But also EDG are just playing very well in terms of like the amount of times GenG have been winning games of just individuals getting multi-kills. They don't have a chance to have multi-kills. Like every peak at the moment from EDG is like it's thought about. There is always someone to trade it.
This drone's going to get so much information as well. Here comes the dash, and the dash Uncon as well. He is repositioning.
Jesus, what the hell's going on?
Out of the sky.
Smoggy?
Smoggy's made it out.
Yeah, got hit by the official. They put so much util on this one. Still not a done rounds. They're still actually kind of in this round, EDG, which is mad. Ichu and Haldong need to go off on one.
I don't know how EDG are going to find it. A gap
Okay.
in here. Oh, Tex just kind of got lost a little bit. No cover either.
It is a very good plant top site. They have the wall that covers this though.
EDG have managed to create their own opportunities. The real problem though is the time on the clock and the amount of EDG.
Three people going aggro. They might struggle from time. We'll see. A strong crossfire as well. Nicely handled from GenG. I feel like EDG did pretty well to make this one relatively close. GenG used some ults into this as well. They some official.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I believe at this point. There hasn't been.
Oh, damn. The timing on that is disgustingly nice. That flash dash.
We have multiple flawless rounds already from EDG in this half. Like, look, they're buying in with an operator and can still comfortably buy this round and the next. So this is already where the game changes. They also had to use the thrash to actually be able
Odin
to
goes
take
in,
the space.
Meteor
They're not
one
gonna
away
have that
from
one in this
his
round,
ult.
but
Knife is gonna, Knife is gonna hit what? 3?
already a lot of
2.
information garnered by the side of EDG.
Flash goes in to take the
And initial
peek.
knife
Ate his own
spotted
team
the
flash.
majority of players. Viper's Pit could be thrown in.
Ichu goes aggro. He has his op to bait this one in, and then they have the swing. Like we said, they're just always playing with someone. The buddy system is very much here.
Players within the site, and similarly to what they did with the lockdown, if they throw Viper's Pit in here, it may just be used to deter. I don't know if that will have connected. I don't think it did.
Doesn't look like
Similar thing. Flash goes in, dash to the back of sight.
Especially with the height of it. Flash in deep, but he already saw him. Well,
Nobody.
the first. The numbers sit towards GenG with the site under their control.
Keep an eye on the double flank behind. Is the
EDG on the fight
KO ult to take down the Killjoy, so the turret is down, and then now maybe they don't expect the actual flank. We'll see. Karen is looking for it. Spike is down. Lovely from them. And the Spike is down on the site, and you know he's going to be doing it, and then they kind of need to push for some map control.
And he's making his way forward. He's making noise while the rest of his team come in to fill the gaps, and the players spotted up top.
Whoa.
That's an ambitious way to try to take that fight. Munchkin's actually got an opportunity.
Oh my, 70 HP, that was close. EDG get up to 12, and they're looking real good. Really in control. This was a lovely round. 3v4. Ult comes in, hits the Killjoy. Flash flank behind. They're not fully on top of the angles.
Probably been the best player in
that was a very nice round from
Kang. Times now where I feel like they've been boxed in either from him dying and just not realizing his util gone, or
the comeback is very possible, but
his util goes offline. Now that's a mistake that you just can't have. You're in a man advantage. He doesn't need to be that far forward, and if he is, somebody else needs to be aware of it.
Nah, it was the
KO. If you give those over to EDG, you're done. You can't allow Kong that much space.
This is it. It was a small window, and I think obviously a lot of this impact coming out of Smoggy popping the ult. This just delayed GenG's info.
Why did GenG get freeze for third map? Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I think GenG picked like the 3 maps that I would have tried to avoid it. Really, it's probably the worst possible map pool for them to go on, from what we've seen. But again, it's so like, when you don't see practices and stuff like that, it's
a big challenge.
we only have so much to go off of.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. It's like they look good. Regi, they beat Paperex, they beat Loud, they beat DRX. Like, these are all teams that in the past would have beaten them, all 3.
3 out of 3 times in the case of Paperex.
So they have been massively improving, but the fact is, right now, GenG look a little bit flat, and they're making errors that I just didn't really expect to see on their map choice on one of their best maps. It is not what you want to be seeing, and as said, there are a few maps that I would heavily.
This comeback is, it has legs. Low money, 4 ults. But the problem is, when it's 5 chances, like they're gonna be able to just stack up ults and use them together.
Opportunities on maps that I favor them on to close out this series.
Well, you know, 4 ultimates is usually a very strong position, but more so for EDG. If they had 4, they could dump them all into a round and just claim 1 round win, move on to the next map. For GenG, they have to be a bit more conscious of how they use these.
So obviously, straight up overwhelm on this one. And they stopped the plant, probably not with the KO. Damn, we put every ult into this one. Really trying to get the momentum started. Do you reckon they put the Killjoy ult in as well?
With a lockdown being the only thing they'll carry through to the next.
I don't know if they will.
That's the thing, if they keep it.
Yeah, the Judge investment, I like it from Munchkin. He's going to play a close corner.
Flash goes in from KO, right? Moggy flash, big swing. Flash goes in, swing goes. Yeah, I think the flash was blocked by the Viper ult.
Easier said than done, though, as he takes out Chichu along with it. Nobody trying to clear this backline. Somehow Kankan's found another. They may not get to use that ultimate at all.
Oh.
Being picked apart. It's left all on to Karon, but the time is ticking low.
Okay, nicely handled again from Karon. The time was a little bit low anyway. I'm not sure they had it. But 4 chances. Still looked really, really close. It's not a convincing sign after seeing that.
No one's able to get their full shields alongside the rifles. Maybe one player is, but that's about it. This is going to be a really tough.
Yeah, for sure the top of the Viper ult blocked the flash.
Said, there's almost 2 ways you could look at it. Save the ultis and try to use 1, maybe 2, incrementally tick them over and use them.
I wonder if EDG are gonna like look at that and be worried about B or wherever they just go. Well, they used pretty much every ult there.
This is the worst of both worlds.
It came down to Red Bull clutch. That's all you really need to know. And now it was clutched by the spike.
I also, worth mentioning, I like EDG's approach to just not play heads up into the Viper's pit, to move around the back and try to contend for the backside all the way down that laneway. It's a good idea, and you can see it very nearly worked for them. I think if GenG had slightly less ultimates pop, the round would have fallen away.
Right, he's confident as hell, isn't he?
He also doesn't know that someone's already crossed.
He should get traded, but
this really is a very, very audacious play. He's definitely dead.
I mean, there's the trade. Is a lovely shot, massive duel over towards middle. While this is going off, mollies get popped over towards B. They're taking a lot of space. Okay. Moggy might be able to stop the plant, and he does. What an absolute nightmare for GenG at the moment.
The spam through from nobody is so clean, and now Texture, the hero, the man that has been highlighted throughout this tournament so far. He's got to find 3 to try and save them. The spike is down. Nobody has already spotted him on the angle. There is no
Damn, this is convincing as well. GenG's map pick, and honestly, they got kind of wrecked. Like, fully wrecked. Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, they look good individually. I think individually they look good, and just how much of a unit they were. I was very impressed with a lot of their peaks.